What if time was a currency? Let's imagine a world where everything has a price tag attached to it. Not in dollars, yen, or euros, but in seconds. Your entire life is one long countdown, and when it hits zero, well, that's the end of your story. Welcome to Life Timer, where time is money. The Life Timer starts ticking from the moment you are born, and every second you spend doing anything is a second you will never get back. Forget saving for retirement, because now you're working to earn enough time to retire. That means your entire career is a constant battle against the clock. But how much time can you actually earn? If the average salary in your country is $40,000 a year, that might seem like a lot, but let's convert it into seconds. There are 87,600 seconds in a year, which means the average salary is equivalent to just over 458,000 seconds, or just under 5 days. 5 days for $40,000 seems pretty reasonable until you realize there are people who make hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars a year in this world. These folks are making hundreds of thousands or even millions of seconds. With that kind of cash, they could afford to spend their whole lives doing whatever they wanted without ever needing to work again. But not everyone is so lucky. In fact, most people are a lot less fortunate. The poorest people in society have very little time to spend. They might only have a few months or even weeks left to live, and that means they need to work constantly just to survive. It's a grim reality that makes you wonder, what would a day in the life of the poor look like in this time star? When you walk down the street, you see beggars holding up signs asking for spare seconds. Some people give them a few seconds out of pity, while others ignore them completely. The rich wear fancy clothes made of pure gold thread that signify their status and wealth. Their every step rings with the sound of coins, which is music to their ears. In this world, friends don't ask how much money you have. They ask how much time do you have left. Because in this world, time is money. You might be wondering, how much time do you have to live? Well, let's take a look at the time value of your life. You wake up in the morning, you have 20,000 seconds left to live. You take a shower, 1,000 seconds. You make breakfast, 500 seconds. You commute to work, 3,000 seconds at work. You spend 8 hours or 28,800 seconds making money so you can survive another day. After work, you come home, cook dinner, eat, sleep, and before you know it, 20,000 seconds have passed and you have 20,000 seconds left to live. Would people in this world still commit crimes? Would people steal time? Maybe they wouldn't. Crime and punishment are also priced in time. A judge could sentence a criminal to spend an extra 3 years in prison, which translates to about 95,000 seconds. But what if someone didn't feel like working for 95,000 seconds? Could they sell their time in the black market? You better believe they could. There would be a black market for extra years, for seconds. The wealthy could buy more time for themselves by forcing the desperate to take part in dangerous and unethical experiments. And then there's health. Doctors would charge exorbitant amounts of time for medical care. Imagine having to pay 1,000 seconds for a routine checkup or 10,000 seconds for surgery. It's a sobering thought that makes you realize how precious our time is. Now, you might be thinking, how would the world's poorest people cope with the high cost of healthcare? Some might turn to alternative medicine or herbal remedies to treat common ailments. Others might rely on the kindness of strangers or charities to help cover the cost of medical care. But with the constant threat of time running out looming over them, it's hard to imagine how anyone could truly feel healthy and happy. The fear of losing time could cause some people to take risks. Skydivers might find themselves jumping out of planes with reckless abandon, knowing that every second counts, while others might become workaholics, spending every waking moment trying to earn as much time as possible. But it's not all doom and gloom. If time is the ultimate currency, then it stands to reason that we should value every second of our lives. We might start to appreciate the little things in life, like a walk in the park or a chat with an old friend. After all, what is the point of earning all the time in the world if you have no one to share it with? So what would the world look like if time was a currency? It would be a world where the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, where the value of human life is measured in seconds, where every decision you make is based on how much time you have left. Would you spend your time differently if every second really counted? Let us know in the comments below.